Good afternoon, everyone. So, this afternoon, we are going to talk about what is the journey of Rizal in Europe. So, Rizal went to Paris and Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. So when we say ophthalmology, it is a branch of medical science dealing with the anatomy, functions, and diseases of the eye. So he has a special interest in this branch of medicine because he wants to restore the eye of his mother. So, gipili ni Rizal na course or specialization in medicine is para matabangan niya iyang mama sa mata sa iyang mama, rather. So, now let's talk about what happened in Paris. So Rizal decided to go to Paris in order to further his study and acquire adequate knowledge in ophthalmology. So Rizal first stopped at Barcelona to visit a friend, Maximo Villa. So be aware on the red portion or the red highlights because might be those names or those persons are manggawas to during my midterm exam. So the first stop of Rizal is in the Barcelona because Rizal visited a friend named Maximo Viola. So who is Maximo Viola? Maximo Viola is a medical student belonging to an affluent family of San Miguel, Bulacan. Then Rizal stayed in Paris for almost 4 months. While in Paris, he kept busy writing his novel. Then he became a clinical assistant of Dr. Louis de Wicker, a leading French ophthalmologist. So, and then in Paris, he visited his fellow countrymen. Those are the family of Pardo de Taveras, which is si Trinidad, Felix, Paz. Then he also visited Juan Luna and Felix Resurrection Hidalgo. So si Juan Luna is one of the pinakamay na artist ng kanang friend ni Rizal. So he got along with a great master of brush, and that is Juan Luna. Discussed different problems on art and improved his own painting techniques. He helped Luna by posing as a model in several paintings like The Death of Cleopatra, where he posed as an Egyptian priest. Then, in the Blood Compact, as Sikatuna with Trinidad Pardo de Tavera taking the role of Legazpi rather. Then, the next part is what happened in Heidelberg. So, after working as an assistant in Dr. Wickert's clinic, Rizal left Paris and moved to Heidelberg. So Heidelberg is a German city where Rizal arrived on February 7, 1886. With some German law students, he lived in a boarding house who later found out that Rizal was a good chess player. They even invite Rizal to join the chess players club because they noticed that Rizal is a good chess player. Then, while in Heidelberg, Rizal had the privilege to work in the clinic of a noted Polish ophthalmologist, and that is Dr. Javier Galizowski. So, Rizal used to take a walk along the cool banks and crystal clear water of the Neckar River and marveled at the picturesque sceneries that give character, life, and kaleidoscopic colors in its landscape, and teeming flowers of various sizes, shapes, colors, and pleasing scents. So then, after Heidelberg, he moved to Frankfurt and Leipzig. Frankfurt and Leipzig are cities in East Germany where Rizal visited by boarding a train. Then Rizal had some sightseeing at the Stadel Art Institute, the Zoological Garden, and the Synagogue and Jews Alley. So in Leipzig, Rizal came to know Dr. Hans Meyer, eminent German scholar who once visited in the Philippines. And that was happened in 1882. It was in Leipzig where Rizal was inspired to translate Schiller's William Tell from German language to Tagalog version. So he translated the the works of Schiller's William from German language to Tagalog version. Then, for a reason that Filipinos might understand the story of the legendary Swiss patriot who championed its independence. His next trip was Dresden, another city in East Germany on the Elbe River, where he met Dr. Adolf B. Mayer, director of the Zoological and Ethnographical Museum, who also became his friend. Then afterwards, Rizal went to Berlin. Then, what is the life of Rizal in Berlin? Rizal came to know Dr. Rudolf Virchow, a well-known anthropologist, and his son, Dr. Hans Virchow, a distinguished professor of descriptive geometry. Then Rizal also knows Dr. Hoest, a famous German geographer. Then there are different reasons why Rizal moved to Berlin. Those are, the first one is to gain further knowledge in ophthalmology. Then to gain more insight and understanding in various sciences and languages. To observe the prevailing political, social, and economic conditions, and to observe and to learn new knowledge from German scientists and scholars. Also, one of the reasons is to finish writing his novel entitled Noli Me Tangere. Okay? Next, Rizal was deeply impressed with the qualities of the German women. He has a high regard and admiration for they were diligent, hardworking, active, educated, kind-hearted, and friendly. But Rizal also impressed with the mode of dressing sa mga German women. Unsa man ilang mga mode of dressing. So their mode of dressing is modest, meaning the German women are not more on expensive clothes and jewelry, in contradiction to Filipino women. So we all know that in Philippines that most of the women or butang talang ang mga hasta ang mga laki, we are fan on jewelries, especially and also in dressing katong mga branded bisag mahal kayo ala suot as long as kanang feel magud nato na if branded ang atong clothes na atong gisuot is kanang nindot at tanawon ba, no? That's the way of Filipinos tanaw nila sa mga sinina. But in in Germany, most of the women are not fan of this kind of um, fashion. So dili kay sila di kay sila hilig og jewelry, di pud kayo sila hilig og mga inana, mahalon na mga sinina. Then, but also Rizal admired the attitudes of Filipino women. Unsa may mga attitudes sa Filipino women? We are hospitable, then spirituality and devotion. Sorry for the type error. So that is devotion. Devotion of Filipino women to their families. So afterwards is what are the other German way of living? So let's try to find out that one. So in Germany, Rizal noticed that the German workers were protected by insurance against the hardships of sickness, accidents, and old age. There is some situations na na-experience ni Rizal in Germany that he attended social gathering. So Rizal attended social gathering. He was very amused and impressed because of their way of pag-welcome sa mga guest. So in Germany, ma-welcome ka nga to, kwaon gyud ang imong attention. So at that time, Rizal is very amused. It's because gikuha nilang attention ni Rizal, then gi-introduce si Rizal in front of the whole people in Germany. Katong mga naangato na event. So kanang without a self-introduction ba? So as a guest sa nani-attend na party. So na kuan lang siya, mura siya naka-feel og wow, inani diri sa Germany, inani lang treatment ba. Because naanad man gud ta na if mo attend ta mga ina gathering is kitay mo magpataga, di ba? Like kitay mo introduce aton, hey, my name is Juan. Like modulta one person to another person, then try to shake their hands, inana. But in Germany, is lain sila. If inana daw na pamagi, like you shake your hands to the other person, then try to introduce your name, that is a rude manner to sa lugar na Germany. Rude manner. That is against on the German Code of Conventional Requirements as to social behavior and appropriate for a person of good breeding. So in Germany, so in terms of gathering is if you are the guest, ma-introduce you ka. So i-caught yun yung imong attention. That's how that's how they treat their guests if na mga event. Then naabot ang time that Rizal got sick. So unsa may mga reason nganong nasakit man si Rizal. So dili tanan, dili man gyud permanente na kwartahan ta natay kanang kwarta permi. So na-experience po na ni Rizal na Rizal was very or almost penniless, meaning wala na gyud siya kwarta. Although dato siya sa mga experiences na iyang na meet in every places, but naabot yun sa point na wala na siya kwarta ba. So he Rizal practice strict vegetarian diet. Then it's because dili sa permanente makapadala ang iyang brother ba na si Pasiano. So na iyang gi-budget ang iyang kwarta, iyang giigo, so mo to mag-diet na siya. And then yan na lang sa gilon para napod siya makuot gamay ang katong gihatag ni Saturnina niya, katong way back sa iyang paglarga, naghatag man si Saturnina og ring, diamond ring. So iyang gi-prinda para na lang sa check kwarta. So mukaon ra si nabot sa point na mukaon na si Rizal once in a day, pausa na lang, then hangtod naka-feel na siya o nasakit na siya. And that is, he soon became sick with chills, fevers, and coughs. And that is the symptoms of tuberculosis. If naabot pa na si Rizal, nakafeel pa si Rizal, karon na time might be COVID positive na si Rizal, no? Because one of the, those are the symptoms of COVID-19. So he was extremely discouraged and disappointed that he was on the point of burning the manuscript of his novel, Nolly. So niabot siya sa point na wala nag-check kwarta ba? Like ang iyang gihimo na book, which is Nolly Mitangeri, is naabot na sa point na ganahan na siya sunogon. No? Then, afterwards, the Nolly is published. Ang book na create ni Rizal is na published. Then, what is no limitangiri means? That is, in English term, do not touch me. So, by the title itself is very nindot na kayo basahon ng libro. Interesting na kayo ang no limitangiri. So, kanang imagine ang title is Do Not Touch Me. Kung makasabot na ba, laom kayo ang iyang pasabutan na book. Then the book contains things of which no one among ourselves has spoken up to the present. They are so delicate that cannot be touched by anybody. That's what Rizal said in the book. Noli was finally printed in March 1887. Rizal's friends and admirers praise with pride the Noli and its author. So they are very amazed na naka-create si Rizal og inani na book. Like, interesting kayo. Nagid siya unod na book ba? Not just libro kay libro lang, but nagid siya unod. So this book, on the other hand, this novel was attacked and condemned by a faculty committee in 1887. So if the friends of Rizal are very naka-appreciate sila sa gibuhat ni Rizal na book, but in some cases is gi-attack pud ang book sa mga faculty committee during 1887. So the committee said that it found the book heretical, impious, and scandalous to the religious order, and unpatriotic and subversive to public order, label used to the government of Spain and its political policies rather. So the book is wala lang kayo siya na ni focus in Philippines but naratol pod ang Spain. Ni uli. So the attacks on Rizal's first novel were not only confined in the Philippines, but were also staged in the Spanish capital, which is Madrid. So Senator Fernando Vida, Deputy and ex-General Luis M. Di Pando, and Pramides Mateo Sagasta were among those who unjustly lambasted and criticized Rizal and his Noli in two chambers of the Spanish Cortes in 1888 and 1889. So inanakagubot nahitabo pag-publish sa book ni Rizal na No Limit Tangere. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone and God bless.